everyone, it's Cammie and we are back here in the lounge. Our next guest is trailblazing in the clean beauty space and providing a safer and cleaner product for all hair textures and skin types. Please welcome Rochelle Graham-Campbell, CEO and co-founder of Alikay Naturals. Welcome, Rochelle.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, how's it going? How are you doing?
Oh, fabulous, fabulous.
Good, good. So let's jump right into this. I know I want to dig deep into your story as well as your product of creating Alikay Naturals. So let's take it all the way back. I know you have some roots from Jamaica,
Yes.
and you also or you didn't start initially in the beauty space. So can you tell us a little bit more about just like your beginnings?
Yeah, of course. So when I first started in, I guess, the beauty space in general, I was a college student that had a lot on my plate at the time. I was taking 4 to 6 classes a semester. I wanted to be an attorney at the time. So that was my track in college. And I was, just overloading myself with classes because I was on a self-pay route and I was waiting tables at Olive Garden. I was throwing newspapers 7 nights a week with my husband. And I was a CNA on the weekends as well. So to say that I was experiencing burnout was an understatement. So I needed a creative outlet, and that's what YouTube became for me. But at the time, I didn't know what YouTube was. So I had just gone natural, inspired by my mom. I did a big chop and fell in love with my hair, and then went on this journey of just trying to figure out, like, how do I do everything with it? How do I comb it? How do I twist it? Like, how do I do anything? And so it led me to a forum called Fotki. And on that forum, it was just all naturals. And all we were doing were just taking pictures of every step of the way. So doing picture tutorials. And then I remember I got, I gained a lot of followers and a pretty good community on there. And someone asked me one day, can I just do a YouTube video? And I'm like, what's YouTube? I don't know what that is. So once I figured out what YouTube was, I had this like red Cybershot camera, and I used that to stack in my bathroom on my paper towels and toilet papers. And that's how I had my first tripod. And then it became, hey, YouTube, it's Black Onyx. And that was the beginning of my journey. So I spent that first year just learning about my hair, figuring it out, learning to style it, wash it. But just part of my natural personality is everything that I learn, I want to share it with others. Like, it's not fair that I know this only. And so before you knew it, it's like I had a whole, like I started to gain a lot of subscribers. And so I made a decision to do a second big chop, but this time I wanted to focus on my hair health. The first time I colored my hair 6 times in 1 year. And then this time, yeah, I went crazy. So this time I was like, let me take the time to really figure out what products I'm using in my hair. Are they made for my hair? Are they actually good for my hair? What's in them? And then I also focused on, instead of focusing on heavy styling, it was all about hair care. So that shift is what led me into my current career, because when I realized that a lot of the really quality natural products, because again, you said I grew up, I was born in Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, lived there till I was 9 years old. And my grandma, who we call Yaya, she was a Jamaican herbalist. And I remember going to church with her, and everybody just stop her on the way to church and want to know, oh, Miss Elsa, I have a cut on my arm. What can I use for this? Or this finger's leaking, with some gross stuff sometimes. And she would just go home and mix something up and come back the next Sabbath, and they would be better. And so I'm like, well, if my grandma could use that stuff for actual health ailments, things that people technically needed to go to a trained licensed doctor for, but you had natural alternatives, why can't we do that with beauty? Like, hair is not that complicated. So I went on a journey of mixing and creating my own products. And so that was the beginning of Alikay Naturals. I made my Essential 17 hair growth oil, which was my very first product I made in my kitchen. And I just knew that I wanted my hair to grow back as fast as possible, because at that point, you can't do tutorials with no hair. So the Essential 17 growth oil, like, it just went into maximum mode. And then people started to see the results that I was having. And they're like, wait, what are you using in your hair? And I'm like, oh, I made this growth oil. And they're like, can you sell it to us? I'm like, do you see, I have no time. I have classes, I have work. So I shared the formula, shared the recipe online, and they're like, no, we need you to make it. So I, at that point, again, broke college student. I didn't have the money to start a business. So I switched a shift with a friend at Olive Garden. I made a little over $100 on that shift. And I used that to invest to buy some more bottles and get some more oils because I had some left over from the batches for myself. I put it on my Etsy page where I was already making handmade jewelry and accessories under a company, Naimani Chic. And before I got back from class the next day, it had already sold out. All the bottles of growth oil were gone. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, let me just keep putting the money that I made back in, which is so difficult to be that disciplined as a college student when you have bills to pay. But I just knew that this was the only way I could keep this going to make more bottles for people. And then Alikay was named Alikay Naturals after me. It became an actual business. And it was just my husband and I just mixing products after class, going home during, different breaks between classes as well. We would take turns going to the post office and waiting in lines. I taught him how to make products. I taught him how to label, and we just became a tag team. And we lived away from family, so we didn't have family to even come and support us. So it was all on us. We flipped our mattress in our guest bedroom, and we made that into our first office because we had a 610 square foot apartment. And so that was our first office. And when we had friends come over, we put the mattress back down. But that was the beginning of Alikay Naturals. And once we graduated college, we moved back where we live now, which is Fort Myers, Florida. And I decided to not go to law school. I wanted to just put all of my attention into this to see where it would grow to. And we mixed out of our house and it took over our house. And then we got a small commercial space, 1,000 square feet, which after we actually rented a townhouse and ran our business from there first. Then we got a commercial space. So one thing you'll see with my journey is I believe that you're supposed to grow at your own pace. And because we are a self-funded brand, we didn't have money to just go get some big, fabulous office. We did it our own way, little by little. And then from there, that's when we got the opportunity to present to Target, which was I think we started in 2009. And we got the opportunity to pitch Target in 2013. So it was around 4 years. And I killed that pitch and they offered, a couple hundred stores. And at that time, we were still mixing out of our small office that we just got. We just came out of our house. So we weren't comfortable with just taking on 300-400 stores. So we humbly asked, can you please put us in a smaller number of stores? And so they were like, what? We're giving you a couple hundred. Who says no to that? But Damon and I, we consulted about it and we're like, hey, we're funding this ourselves. So at the end of the day, we still have to have the money to make these products, to put it on shelf. And there's so much risk going into retail that if your products don't sell, you actually have to buy back your products and you don't get the inventory back. So you pay the store for it. They get rid of it and you don't get anything back. So that can put a lot of companies out of business. And we didn't want that risk. We wanted to prove ourselves. So we went in at 100 stores, sold out immediately, and they immediately bumped us up to the next level. And now we're in, I believe, 1,200 stores in Target. And the journey continued from there, adding retailers. So now we're in Target. We had Sally's as well right after, but now we're in Target, Walmart, CVS, Kroger, Rite Aid, pretty much all the major retailers. And we are also independently distributed in 26 countries around the world. And something that is really, interesting, and I think I'm so passionate about is as a Black business owner and as a female, founder and CEO, I'm so proud when I walk into stores like a Target and CVS, Walmart, etc. Damon and I are one of 3. Let me just make it clear: one of 3 Black-owned beauty manufacturers. The other products that you currently see on shelf are not they don't manufacture their own products. And so we have a second extension of our business, which is Black Onyx World LLC, where we are full-fledged production and manufacturing facility for beauty products. So we
Wow.
make everything from scratch. And I'm just really proud that we were able to build that on our own while also still being a family-owned business and still being self-funded. We've been able to stick to the same promises that I made to customers when I was in my apartment. They celebrated like, oh my gosh, good job, Rochelle. So Alikay is now going on shelf. But I made a promise that I would never change our formulations. Like I would never water down our brand or water down our product as we were growing. And, 13 years later, we've been able to still stick to that promise while doing things like you're seeing here on screen, which is giving back in so many ways around the world, participating in only buying fair trade ingredients. We only use clean products and clean ingredients. We believe beauty without compromise. And for a Black founded brand, especially operating in the hair care space and still sticking to that core mission, it has not been easy, but we're so proud that we've done that for our customers. So that's my story.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I also want to talk about how your product helps the environment and is a reflection of the environment and a cleaner product space with also a focus on community, which I know you touched based on, but I know that's something that you all are very passionate about. It's definitely a reflection of your product. Can you talk a little bit more about how it's an environmentally safe product as well?
Yes. So our brand, again, because we proudly manufacture our own products, I am the head person in charge of formulating our products. And so there are certain ingredients that are on our no list, and we will never compromise that. And so I believe that any ingredient, any chemical, anything that causes some adverse effects to either your health or to the environment can be omitted. At this point, technology in the world is so vast, research is so vast, there's no reason that we should still be using those type of things. And so we keep both of those initiatives in mind when we're formulating, creating new products. And we also really think about as well, like the life cycle of our products and how our customers even recycle our packaging. And so all of our packaging are always recyclable. Those are, again, small things that we keep core to us. But when we look at the landscape of the type of products that have been provided to us in the past, there are still so many ingredients that are sold on shelf that contain carcinogens or contain ingredients that live in the environment for 10, 15 years. And we want to make sure that our footprint is as little or light as possible as far as impacting our environment that is already holding on by a thread. So again, like Alikay's mission is beauty without compromise, and that's without compromising our personal health or compromising the environment's health either.
Okay. And I also want to talk about some of the products that you also sent me, which one of them is the Shea Yogurt Hair Moisturizer. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of this product and what's included?
Oh, of course. So are you a kinky girl under your braids then?
I am. I am. I've been
Fabulous.
for my whole entire life. So
so fabulous. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna love the Shea yogurt. So FYI, I just did a big chop yesterday. You're the first to see it.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Seventh and officially last. Seventh and last big chop. I'm done. That's it.
Okay.
So, I even went to the barber for the first time. So I got like my first little line,
Okay. I'm loving it.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm a kinky girl like you. So the Shea yogurt makes me so excited. That was the third product I ever created. So I did the Essential 17 Growth Oil first. Then second. I formulated the Essential Shea Yogurt Moisturizer. Then I did the lemongrass leave-in and then the honey and sage deep conditioner. And those are still four of our customers and my favorite products. The yogurt is made specifically for kinky hair. So a beautiful part about our products is you'll see we have hair type dots on there. So we have a kinky dot, curly, wavy, straight, and locks. And that's because we really wanted to make sure that when people are buying our products on shelf, they don't have me anymore doing a YouTube video and saying, hey, this is definitely for your hair type. So we wanted people to be able to shop confidently. So when you see that kinky dot and it's only the kinky dot, it means that it's not for the other hair types. But we do have products for, across the board. But the Shea yogurt is a super concentrated moisturizer. So a little bit goes a long way. You melt a little bit in your palm, rub it in. And when I tell you, it is going to super moisturize your hair. and it locks the moisture in. So it works extremely well with my lock method, which I don't know if you've ever heard of the lock method, but
I
I came
haven't.
Perfect. So I came up with the lock method system in 2011, and it's just a 3-step system to keep natural hair moisturized for longer, especially
Hmm.
kinky hair. A lot of people think that our hair is just so like not susceptible to damage when it
Hmm.
actually is its most fragile state with textured hair in general when it's wet. And so,
Wow.
and then it loses moisture sometimes as quickly as it gains moisture. So the
Mm.
lock method is liquid, oil, and cream. It's the steps,
Okay.
layers that you apply the products in to lock moisture in for longer. So LOC is an acronym. So
Okay.
liquid, oil, and cream. So you use the lemongrass leave-in conditioner first on your hair. That
Okay.
softens the hair, it moisturizes it. And if you do it right after you wash, now the water that you just wash your hair with, get those water molecules get trapped into your hair. And now you're layering the leave-in on top. And then
Okay.
you use one of our lightweight oils, which can be the lemongrass oil or the glazed argan oil hair opener. And then
Hmm.
that's the O. So now it locks the liquid in and locks the water in. Now you add the C layer, which is the one you have, the shea yogurt hair moisturizer. Yep. Now it locks in the liquid and the oil and the water. And so now
Okay.
you have layers of moisture. And I'm telling you, it is a game changer. Your hair
Mhm.
immediately feels the difference because otherwise you wake up sometimes a day after wash day and you're like, wait, did I moisturize at all?
Right.
And a lot of the times it's because your hair may be like a low porosity hair and that nothing was able to actually penetrate the cuticle. Or it could
Mhm.
be that the moisturizers you're using are solely water based as the main ingredient with not enough supporting moisturizing ingredients after that. And so our formula, I prefer to give people quality, concentrated products that you can use for a long period of time. I know that's
Okay.
opposite than what most brands think, but again,
Yeah.
I only provide to my customers the same quality that I want for myself and my family.
Yeah, I love that. I've definitely been feeling some dryness in my hair, so I'm definitely going to try to utilize the lock method. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. But
Yeah.
where does the avocado cream fall into play of all of the steps?
Yes. So the avocado cream is one of our treatments. And so we like to suggest that people do their treatment step first in their healthy hair regimen
Hmm.
because, I mean, realistically, like after you go through your whole wash routine, who's going to put a deep conditioner or treatment in? Get out the shower, let it sit, and then get back in. We don't do that.
Right.
We skip it. So we have built in our hair treatments and masks to go as step one. So you just make sure you rinse your hair or wet it, dampen it, and then you apply that. And then you can keep our treatments. So the
Hmm.
avocado cream is one of our 2 deep conditioners. The
Okay.
avocado cream is perfect for color treated hair, which is
Hmm.
more susceptible to breakage. It's also excellent for aiding with dry scalp and dandruff as well. And it helps with hair shed and hair fall and that breakage that comes with just damaged hair, really. So the amazing part is, I know, we try to provide a natural option and alternative for customers who are typically a straight to DIY person. The
Hmm.
customer who just doesn't want all those chemicals and crap in their products. And they're like, I'd rather just mix it myself. Well, mushing up an avocado gets extremely messy, and avocados are crazy expensive. So the avocado cream gives you a natural alternate solution to getting that same avocado mask treatment in your hair. You put it on for like 20 minutes. If you can steam your hair, oh
Hmm.
my gosh, like the steamer and that combined, your hair will feel so soft and subtle after. Like it's going to be amazing. And if you don't have a steamer, you can just cover your hair with a conditioning cap, protect
Okay.
your pillowcase while you sleep, and then
Okay.
sleep in overnight because we don't have any silicones in our product. So our avocado cream, it's not like the deep treatments where you're afraid to leave it in too long because then you're going to have that white coaty film on your hair. That
Hmm.
doesn't happen. You're just going
Hmm.
to wake up with super soft hair and ready to jump into your wash routine. And you should
Okay.
deep condition once a week at least.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Every time you wash, just build it
Okay.
into your wash day.
Okay. Alrighty. And so you all could definitely buy these products and more at www.alikaynaturals.com. You're definitely going to want to get in on all of these products. And also, Rochelle, where can folks follow all of not only you, but also your product? And also, if you could touch base on like what's next in the books.
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, if you want to find Alikay, definitely go to alikaynaturals.com. It's the best place to get all of our products because we have over 80 products in our collection. We have hair care, skincare, bath and body, baby products, and we recently just launched as the second Black-owned feminine care brand ever sold in retail. So our Her by Alikay Naturals line is now providing natural solutions for your feminine regions as well. So Alikay's website is your go-to. And then otherwise, you can also pick us up at your local stores like Target, Walmart, CVS. If you're in Texas, HEB. Just check the store locator. And then the final thing I would also say is for myself, I'm finally getting back into YouTube. So I told you that my journey started with YouTube. And then as Alikay started to grow and evolve, I had to switch gears to putting as much attention into my growing brand. I became a mom of 2. And so I'm just now relaunching my YouTube channel, which is so serendipitous because I was one of the first 6 natural hair YouTubers ever. And so I'm like, to start there where it was just about sharing my journey and just about, helping others. I'm getting back to that now. Like I'm starting back my hair journey and I want to just take others along with me on that journey as well to rediscover ourselves and our fierceness, in this new stage. So follow me at Black Onyx 77 on YouTube and then on Instagram, the Rochelle Graham, and same thing on TikTok as well. But yeah, and then my book is called 90 Days to CEO. So that's another change that has happened in the past 2 years. I looked around and I was just like, it feels great to be at this level of success that I am in my life, but I'm still going. Like I'm still building, I'm still growing. I have so much more to do, but I could not find the time to really mentor one-on-one the way that I would love to. And I found myself answering the same questions at every event. And so I decided to just buckle down and write my book. It's called 90 Days to CEO. And it is actually, I have it right here. It's it's a guide that teaches you how to avoid the pitfalls that happen in business and a real life CEO perspective. I don't sugarcoat anything because I don't want entrepreneurs that are going now or starting their business or have hit a rough patch to feel like they're failing or to feel like something is so wrong with them. Like failure is a part of the journey. Like pick yourself up, learn what you can and pivot. But so many people reach this level of success and they don't want to share the messy stuff. I share it all in here. And then the end of the book has a 30, 60, and 90-day checklist that tells you how to start a business. Like legit. I take you through the legal stuff, the HR stuff, everything. Like I walk you through step by step. That's why it's 422 pages. So that you can get on my website at rgbusinessuniversity.com, but depending on when this airs, it might be called ceobusinessuniversity.com. So check both.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you so much, Rochelle, for stopping by the lounge. It has really been a pleasure. I've learned a lot. I hope you all, took out your pens and papers because a lot of gems were dropped and I was inspired. So I hope you all were inspired as well. And definitely stay up to date with all that Rochelle is doing. Rochelle, CEO and founder of Alikay Naturals. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.